I was thinking, do you remember the first game you ever played? Figuring out the control. Listen to the story as you're going through it? Well, I do. It was actually the second game in the series, but rather than have me talk about it, why don't I also show you? So, let's dig into Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back.
Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back.
The game starts off where the first one ended, with Cortex falling from his ship without a scratch.
Crystals. Of course.
But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, need not only your master crystal, but also the remaining 25 slave crystals.
It took both of them a year to figure this out?
When we don't have any Earthbound operatives left?
You fool! Do you think I'm unaware of the situation? If we don't have any friends left on the surface, then we need to find an enemy.
Well, who else to go for?
Crash? Crash? Crash! My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
As you can guess, this is where you start to get playing. But the level you're in is pretty easy. With just 2 enemies, and only 1 hole that you can die in. And once you get here, it doesn't matter what you do to try and get past. Crash will automatically teleport.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
This is the warp room where the levels are, and there are 5. Each take you to parts of the globe near each of the 25 crystals. So Cortex couldn't manage to get the crystals himself, but he managed to build teleportation chambers near each of them. I would say he's lazy, but there are 50 of these chambers to teleport you to and from the warp rooms. How did he even know where the crystals are? Wow, first I didn't think about this game. And again, it was 11 years ago when I first played this, and I didn't really bother. So, Crash can only get hit once, and then he dies. Unless you find these crates that hold masks. With each mask, Crash can last 1 extra hit, until Crash gets a 3rd one, which makes the mask jump onto your face, and allows him to be invincible for a short time. If you suck at this game, it will give you a mask automatically. Like the previous game, there are gems to collect, but more on that later. Once you get 5 crystals, you can go up to the next warp room. But before you do that, you have to fight Ripperoo. Now that I think about it, it reminds me of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. If you take away Hyde's strength, and you make them both insane. Even though Ripperoo is the first boss, I wouldn't consider him the easiest. There is a boss that is easier, but I'll tell you later who it is around the time I actually get to them. Oh, before we continue, I've got to report animal cruelty in this game. Major animal cruelty. See this polar bear? Watch what happens when you continuously jump on him. You jump on a polar bear to get extra lives! Luckily, this can only be done once, so no one will grow up to want to jump on polar bears for a living. If this bear had any dignity, he would bite off Crash's head. And let's not forget the innocent armadillos and seals you kill. Yeah, they can kill you, but how do they kill you? From my perspective, they just touch you and somehow it hurts. Now, I can understand some of the other enemies since they had parts of them replaced with mechanical devices. Other than that, it doesn't make much sense. Animal cruelty aside, next boss is the Motor Brothers, Joe and Mo. A little harder, but not too difficult if you pay attention. Joe spins around, so attack him when he stops, and avoid Mo's sword tossing. Once you're done, you get the new stage which take Crash to a river, the sewer, another polar bear riding level, some ancient ruins, and some angry, full-grown polar bears. If you get the crystals here, you can go up to see Tiny, which in my opinion, just my opinion, I don't know what others think, is the hardest to fight. Now, don't get me wrong, Tiny is awesome. Tiny is one of the characters from the old games I like. Only the old games. And no, Tiny is not in the new games. I don't care what any of you say. That is not Tiny. It may look like Tiny, but listen to the original Tiny Tiger. Now listen to his replacement.
Crash, I really am cross with you. I'm just trying to do my job, and you go and cause all this chaos.
You cannot take one of Naughty Dog's greatest characters from the original Crash Bandicoot games and replace it with whoever this is.